Have you ever wondered why some women are treated as temporary distractions while others are treasured, respected, and regarded as irreplaceable? The difference isn't rooted in beauty, wealth, or social standing. It's rooted in energy, feminine energy. When you embody self-confidence, cultivate deep self-worth, understand subtle psychological dynamics, and navigate attachment patterns with intention, you stop being someone's backup plan and evolve into someone they feel privileged to know. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 feminine energy secrets, plus a powerful bonus insight that will reshape how others view you, how you view yourself, and how your relationships take form. Before we dive into these truths, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel overlooked, taken for granted, or quietly dismissed? If so, stay with me. What you're about to learn will help you shift that pattern for good. And if these words resonate with your experience, make sure you share your thoughts. Pass this message to someone who needs to hear it. And stay connected, because your transformation starts right here. Think about those moments when you've entered a room and felt a heaviness that had nothing to do with words, but with the silence between them. Maybe you sensed a tightening in your stomach, the instinctive awareness that you allowed someone to take too much from you, speak too sharply, or cross a line you never voiced. That silence wasn't calmness, it was self-abandonment. This is the hidden battlefield of boundaries, the space where feminine energy is either honored or exploited. Every unspoken no becomes a tiny crack in your inner world. One crack seems harmless, but many create an emotional landscape that feels sharp and fragile. Not because you're weak, but because your inner architecture, your boundaries, has gone undefended. Boundaries are not walls of rejection. They are the blueprint of dignity. They teach others how to treat what is sacred within you. When you fail to set boundaries, you unknowingly become vulnerable to manipulation. Narcissistic dynamics flourish in the absence of clear limits. They survive because you've been conditioned to question your own worth, excuse mistreatment, and stay quiet while your energy is drained away. Over time, your feminine power, your emotional intuition, and inner radiance gets hijacked. Boundaries are not just rules for others. They are a declaration to yourself. I matter. My voice matters. My soul is not negotiable. Yet, the moment you begin to assert those boundaries, reactions surface. Some people grow irritated, some distance themselves, and others disappear completely. It feels like abandonment, but it's actually purification. Those who reject your boundaries were never attached to your heart, they were attached to your compliance. Losing them is painful, but necessary, because what remains is truth, the individuals capable of real emotional connection, those who value you as a woman of depth and worth. So when that familiar knot rises in your stomach and silence tempts you, remember this: silence may protect the moment, but boundaries protect your entire life. And once you learn that truth, confidence begins to rebuild itself. Confidence is not dramatic or loud. It's structural, like the beams of a house. It comes from competence, clarity, and the small daily rituals that strengthen your inner world. Many women confuse charm with connection and reshape themselves to fit someone else's needs, losing sight of their own identity. This creates anxiety, self-doubt, and an openness to narcissistic manipulation. Real confidence is nonverbal coherence, your posture, tone, and presence aligning with your truth. Competence becomes your foundation, but emotional safety gives it warmth. A high-value woman is not rigid. She is grounded, emotionally regulated, and safe to love. When you master your reactions and heal old wounds, your feminine energy stops flickering and begins to shine steadily. True confidence begins with taking responsibility for your life, your relationships, health, choices, and emotional environment. This responsibility is not a burden, but the foundation of dignity. When you stop outsourcing your self-worth and become the steady caretaker of your inner world, people naturally treat you with more respect. This inner stability is what psychology calls secure attachment. You show up fully without neediness, communicate clearly without dramatics, and attract rather than chase. As you embody this grounded confidence, Some people will feel safer and draw closer, while others, those who benefited from your instability, will withdraw. Their retreat is not a failure, but a revelation. It shows whose love was genuine and whose depended on your compliance. The goal is not to harden, but to refine, cultivating a confidence that is generous yet sovereign, open to connection yet protective of your inner sanctity. A woman who stands straighter, speaks less, but with more depth, and keeps her promises to herself, finds that her presence begins to speak for her. Narcissistic manipulation loses its power, but this transformation is only the beginning. Deeper layers of healing and growth continue to unfold with each intentional decision. Human nature values scarcity over abundance. When something is too readily available, its value fades, even in relationships. Constant availability, immediate responses, always saying yes, these behaviors feel like bonding, but often lead to being taken for granted. Many women confuse availability with love because past trauma taught them that staying present at all times was necessary for affection. This anxious attachment becomes predictable and easily exploited by narcissistic personalities. In contrast, a woman deeply engaged in her own life purpose, friendships, personal growth, naturally becomes selectively available. Her time carries weight, her presence feels meaningful, and her independence creates an atmosphere of mystery that draws others closer, not through effort, but through genuine self-value. A major fear many women carry is that being less available will make others think they don't care or cause people to leave. But the deeper truth is this: if someone's affection disappears the moment you create space, their affection was never for you, it was for the convenience of accessing you. Healing requires accepting this painful clarity. Your absence becomes a test of emotional depth. Does their love remain steady, or does it evaporate when you are no longer instantly present? This is where genuine bonding reveals itself. Selective availability is not manipulation. It is the natural result of healed feminine energy. Trauma often teaches women to equate constant presence with love, but true worth does not need to be proven through self-sacrifice. Presence gains value only when paired with periods of absence, just as music needs silence to create meaning. A life filled with purpose, friendships, and self-growth naturally makes your availability selective, creating self-possession, mystery, and magnetism. This reveals how much past love was actually dependency rather than true connection. Emotional elegance is another essential layer of healing. Many women have been conditioned by trauma to react instantly to anger, tension, or emotional chaos. Narcissistic dynamics exploit these old wounds, triggering panic, defensiveness, or tears. Emotional elegance is the art of responding instead of reacting, flowing with calm strength rather than collapsing or hardening. It is trauma recovery in motion, teaching your nervous system that you are safe even when provoked. A high-value woman moves through conflict the way a graceful dancer glides across a ballroom, neither overpowering nor disappearing. She does not allow herself to be pulled into chaos, nor does she weaponize silence or emotion. She understands that feelings are signals, not commands. This stability becomes magnetic. People are drawn to her intensity but stay for her steadiness. Most importantly, emotional elegance protects her own peace, allowing her to live, not just survive. When a woman begins to embody true elegance, the world responds in unpredictable ways. Some will test her, attempting to reignite old patterns. Others will fall away, unable to manipulate the calm she has cultivated. In these moments, the temptation to return to chaos arises, but every healed woman faces a choice: retreat into the familiar or step confidently into the unknown. Elegance is not the absence of emotion, it is the disciplined, conscious expression of it. That discipline leads to a deeper question: what do you truly value in yourself, and how do you allow the world to see it? Many women have felt the sting of being treated as negotiable, seen not for their essence, but as a commodity. This pain is not merely about others' disregard. It is often a reflection of undervaluing oneself. Self-worth is the currency of connection. When it is discounted, others instinctively bargain against it. Like luxury goods sold cheaply, Generosity offered at a discount diminishes its perceived value. Childhood wounds, inconsistent love, and earned approval can teach a dangerous lesson. Worth depends on what you give, not who you are. This pattern leads to overgiving, overstaying, and repeated self-erasure. A high-value woman breaks this cycle. She invests in herself first, her healing, joy, and growth, and attracts connection without chasing it. Her self-worth communicates. She is not for sale. Emotional safety and trust arise from her consistency, rooted in self-respect. Healing begins when she confronts old wounds and reclaims dignity at its source. Once restored, her energy becomes magnetic. Those drawn to exploitation drift away, while genuine connections approach. Yet tests remain. The world will attempt to discount her value, forcing the choice: compromise or stand firm. This crucible shapes her into a woman of true worth, untouchable not through walls, but through the clarity and strength of who she is. When you stare into the mirror, asking yourself what you're truly worth, remember, the value you place on yourself sets the price the world will pay. That realization leads into the subtle art of desire, where absence and presence intertwine to redefine love. Desire isn't found in possession or constant affirmation. It lives in tension, in the pause before their eyes meet yours, in the silence that sparks longing. It is the trembling uncertainty of possibility, and it is here that feminine energy either radiates or collapses into desperation. Most misunderstand desire, equating it with pursuit or grand gestures, but too much pursuit suffocates it. Desire needs space, mystery, and distance. Emotional bonding creates safety. Desire creates life. The contrast of safety and unpredictability awakens longing. A relationship without safety collapses. Without longing, it stagnates. The high-value woman embodies both. She offers stability while allowing ache of desire to linger. This is not strategy, it is presence. Feminine energy invites, does not chase. It allows silence to speak, absence to echo, louder than presence. That absence unsettles psychological triggers, reminding others that she is not guaranteed, and in doing so, draws them closer. Trauma or past wounds can make this terrifying, conditioning you to panic at withdrawal. Healing teaches that space is not rejection, and letting go is not loss. When you trust your worth enough to let pauses linger, desire flourishes. The controlling fade, the genuinely connected lean closer. Desire reveals truth, it tests authenticity, yet it is delicate. Too much withholding breeds coldness. Too much feeding suffocates. The high-value woman learns the balance between safety and mystery, closeness and distance. She knows desire is not about winning, it is about awakening the unsolved. Mystery between two people, honoring both attraction and autonomy, and allowing connection to thrive naturally. When you feel the urge to over-explain, to fill silences, or to collapse the space between you and someone, pause. Ask yourself, am I acting from fear or from presence? The difference determines whether desire fades or deepens into something unownable. True intimacy thrives in this trembling uncertainty, where emotional bonding intersects with the subtle terrain of personal power. Real intimacy is like standing at a cliff's edge, safe behind you, yet dangerous with unlearning these distortions. Boundaries teach others the terms under which closeness can thrive. They reveal character. The insecure recoil, the manipulative resist, and the healthy are drawn closer, recognizing your presence cannot be taken for granted. Setting boundaries carries risk. Protecting yourself may expose those who only sought to exploit you. Many women avoid this pain by collapsing their needs, confusing tolerance with love, but tolerance without limits is self-abandonment. The high-value woman steps back without drama. Her silence speaks louder than arguments. Abusers lose power when met with refusal, and the worthy are drawn in by the clarity boundaries